Good evening, North Dakota and Minnesota. Jim Shaw, your guest host here on Down the Road with Joel. I am a foreign communications columnist, longtime television news broadcaster. We have a jam-packed show, a little bit of something for all of you. In our second segment, we're going to talk about the departure of Dean Brashani as NDSU president. In our third segment, we're going to talk to Miss North Dakota, Raina Bergstrom, who is preparing for the Miss America pageant. And in our fourth segment, we're going to talk about a show, a musical review show in Fargo-Moorhead, the first of its kind ever in this region, promoting diversity. But first, we're going to talk about refugees, a highly provocative topic. And with me now here is Dan Hanaher, and I want to get his title correct. He is the North Dakota Field Director of Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Services. So, Dan, welcome.
Thanks, Jim. Really nice to be here. Appreciate it.
Well, it's great. This is a topic that a lot of people are interested in. In the last year or two, there have hardly been any refugees coming into North Dakota. Why is that?
I would say there are two reasons for it. Primarily, during the Trump administration, the presidential determination, which sets the ceiling for refugees being brought into the country, progressively was lowered by the administration. In fact, this fiscal year, 15,000 was the number established by the president, which is an all-time low, I believe.
Yeah, you know, and you may know this, I'm sorry to interrupt, but in the Reagan and Bush years, Bush the first, there were well over 100,000 refugees who were coming into this country. So I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but I thought people should put the latest numbers in perspective.
Sure, yes, and it's generally a bipartisan issue. People have been welcoming of refugees since the World War II era and on, so we are at an all-time low. But secondarily, I would highlight COVID. That has severely impacted the opportunity for any of those 15,000, for instance, to be able to come to this country. So we're not even going to hit the 15,000 that President Trump placed a ceiling upon this fiscal year. Next year, moving forward, that pipeline's going to expand, and we're going to get back to some more normal numbers.
So what kind of numbers are you anticipating for next year and the year after? Obviously, it's going to be an increase. And secondarily, why will there be that increase?
Well, first of all, the numbers for this year.
And I'm talking about in North Dakota.
Yeah, in North Dakota this year, the State Department, who runs this program, has given us indication that we should anticipate resettling 50. We've, to date, as LIRS, resettled 16 individuals. So between now and September, we should see perhaps another 30, 35 individuals or families coming to North Dakota. In the next fiscal year, beginning October 1st, the State Department is suggesting 250 be the base number for North Dakota. We could go perhaps 10% more than that, but that's a good, modest number in line with the traditional numbers that the state has seen in the past. Nowhere near its all-time peak, but a good, manageable number, especially for a new organization such as LIRS.
Do you know where many of these refugees will be coming from?
Currently, we're seeing most are coming from the Democratic Republic of Congo, some from Sudan and Somalia. Recently, we've had some Ukrainians, and of course the Iraqis and Afghanis. Afghanistan will be seeing significant numbers because of the special immigrant visas that are being allocated to those people who have supported our troops in Afghanistan. And now with the withdrawal of those people, we're needing to provide them with shelter and safety.
I'm sure there are many more people who would like to come here as refugees than there are room for, but how do you qualify to be a refugee?
Well, a refugee is someone who, there is an extremely long vetting process, but it is someone who has been persecuted for religious, political, gender, any particular issue. They have left their home, they have left their country of origin, and are looking for a new place to go. And there are several million people in that category. Probably less than 1% will ever make it to the United States, but some will eventually go home, some will go to other countries. But it's a massive vetting process that takes place in order for them to achieve status and be resettled in the United States. And that includes vetting by the FBI, by counterterrorism, Homeland Security, HHS. Health screenings are, of course, very important right now. We just recently had an individual who was ready to get on the plane, but was turned away because he tested positive for COVID.
Oh, what a shame.
Been in a camp for 11 years.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Will he have a chance to come later after he's cleared of COVID?
Once he tests negative and is clear of his virus, yes, then he can
Excellent.
come and join his family who's been here for 11 years.
For a short period of time, it looked like the refugee program was dead in North Dakota because Lutheran Social Services, which had been the agency in charge, went out of business, and then LIRS came along to pick up the slack. So my question to you is, will LIRS be as effective as LSS?
Certainly, because most people aren't really going to notice any difference. The staff that I'm hiring and bringing back onto LIRS are the same staff that we're working at LSS. Highly skilled, highly passionate. Most of them immigrants or refugees themselves, and they know this case management work. They know how to care for these people when they arrive and put them on the road to self-sustaining lives here in North Dakota.
Many people oppose bringing refugees into North Dakota and throughout the country. They say we don't need them. They are taking our jobs. What's the point? How do you respond to all of that?
Well, Jim, I generally try to tell my three-legged stool story. I believe that the core factors around refugee resettlement are humanitarianism, national security interests, and economic development and growth. Speaking to the jobs question, we all know how many places in North Dakota are looking for workers today. That's not actually a new trend. We've needed workers for a long, long time in North Dakota, and this is one small factor in helping to grow that population of workers, but it's a very effective one. In fact, I receive phone calls on a weekly basis from employers happy that LIRS is now in the community and doing this work, but also wondering, when will we see some arrivals? We've got openings. We'd like to work with you again. The people that you bring are stellar in the work that they do, and we want more of them. So humanitarianism doesn't necessarily cut it alone in this political environment, but along with the national security interests of this country and the economic empowerment opportunities for people, consumerism. We need people to buy the goods that are being produced here in North Dakota. And Social Security. You've got some gray hair. I've got some gray hair.
What little hair I have, yes.
We're going to be retiring. We need a workforce that's going to be able to support the Social Security system moving down the road, and refugees are one part of that factor.
All right, last question in 1 minute. A lot of people criticize the refugees. They say that, well, because they get handouts. But in the long run, don't refugees pay back a lot more than they take in when it comes to financial assistance from the government?
Every data source that I've ever seen shows that refugees are an economic positive for this country. And in fact, they don't cost that much in the beginning. There are upfront costs. We bring them over. In fact, we pay for their ticket to get here, but little known fact, they pay back for that airline ticket to get to the United States. So it's not all freebies that go to this population, and they earn it back themselves and many times overpay it back.
Well, I just realized we have 2 extra minutes, so I'm going to keep on going.
All right.
With this part of it, and I know you're downplaying the aspect of humanitarianism, but isn't taking in refugees part of who this country is, who we should be?
I certainly think so. And I'm personally not a Lutheran, but I've worked for a couple of Lutheran organizations and Christian organizations, and it goes to the heart of the matter for many of us in that respect. My own ancestors came from Ireland. Jim, I don't know exactly where in Europe yours came from.
All over.
but there was a process that allowed them to enter the country as well. And it's what has built this country. I think, in fact, refugee resettlement is one of the great hidden secrets of the United States because we have allowed it. It has made us grow. It's diversified us and made us stronger.
And a lot of people are afraid they're going to come in here and be risks. They're going to cause crimes. They could be terrorists. How do we make sure that the people coming in, as best we can, how do we vet them to make sure that, no, these are people we can trust and not have to worry about?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the vetting process is severe. They are examined and interviewed repeatedly by the State Department, by the FBI, by Homeland Security, by our counterterrorism network, by the UN High Commission on Refugees. It's not just sending in an application. Most refugees are in a refugee camp anywhere from 10 to 26 years. I believe the average right now is 17 to 19 years. The opportunity to come to the United States is an open door for them to show their best. And that's what they do when they come here. They're a subsect of the population like any others. It's not to say that they're perfect. They may get ill. They've suffered a lot of trauma. They may have some mental health issues, but they are driven and they start businesses and they work hard. They work 2, 3, 4 jobs so that they can help bring the rest of their family or settle their family here and build a future. They're great people.
That said it all. Dan Hanaher, thanks so much for coming in. I am thrilled that LIRS has taken over for LSS. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and it'll be great to have these refugees coming into North Dakota. So all the best, and thanks again.
Thank you, Jim.
When we come back, we're going to talk to the past student body president of NDSU about the departure of NDSU President Dean Brashani. We'll do that right after this short break.
Howdy, folks. It's a County Line Cafe. I reckon it's time you're due for a hearty meal. So saddle up for the day with one of our Hey Bussin' breakfast homemade soups. Fill your grill at a salad bar. Sink your teeth into our famous County Line burger and barbecue ribs. Top it off with spur rattling pie with a calm roll that's sure to put a smile on even the toughest outlaws. Shake the dirt off the boots each night and warm up with the gang. Tell them about it, Stacy.
I can't wait to see you at the County Line.
August 7th helped to set the world record for number of paddle craft on the Cheyenne River. Launch from Valley City or Fort Ransom State Park at 10 a.m. Central Time. See all the details and register at HelloValley.com.
Hi, Hunter Ellis here for Night Hero Binoculars by Atomic Beam. These binoculars let you see anything, even in pitch black darkness. Gotcha.
The secrets are powerful wide-angle atomic beam laser that reveals objects up to 150 yards away, hidden by darkness.
During the day, Night Hero gives you 10 times magnification. And when the sun goes down, press the Night Bright button to see clearly in the dark. Light up garbage-eating critters or spot thieves before they even get close. Call or click now and get Night Hero binoculars for just $39.99. Order right now and you can double it. Plus, get our best-selling Atomic Beam flashlight, just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship them to you free. This TV special offer is not available on Amazon. You can get it all, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-619-1091. That's 1-800-619-1091. Or visit BuyNightHero.com. That's BuyNightHero.com. Order now.
Attention! Have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Almiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Almiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Almiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-5680.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-230-9210.
Welcome back. Jim Shaw, your guest host here. As many of you know, North Dakota State University President Dean Brashani was basically dumped from his job by the North Dakota State Board of Higher Education. A very controversial move. And with me here now is someone who worked closely with NDSU President Brashani. His name is Matthew Friedman, former president of the NDSU student body. Matthew, welcome.
Well, thank you, Jim. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk about, Dean Brashani and this kind of whole situation.
Yeah, I wish it was a more of an upbeat topic, but but as someone who worked closely with him, what is your reaction to him basically being forced out?
Yeah, well, I think it's a shame, and it's really disappointing. I've been able to work with him pretty closely over the last year, and obviously as I've been a student at NDSU for the last 5 years, and so it went from him being Dean Brashani, I thought he was the dean, which is a very common misconception.
That's
for
funny.
students, right? Because his name's Dean, he's the president, but
right.
so being able to experience him all the way from my first day at NDSU to really getting to know him over the last year. I mean, I think he's done such a fantastic job, and to see sort of how the process was conducted by the state board, and that be the outcome, I think was really disappointing.
You, because you were student body president, worked very closely with him.
Yes, yeah.
How did that go? Did you have a good relationship? Were you impressed with him? What
Sure.
was your working relationship like with President Brashani?
Yeah. Well, so I haven't had the opportunity to work with too many presidents, but I've worked with a lot of people before, and I think the way I would describe working with Dean Brashani is he's incredibly student-focused, right? That is like the tagline of NDSU, right? We're a student-focused land-grant research university, and he really takes that student-focus part seriously. So, I mean, I would meet with him all the time, and we'd work really closely together on important things to the students, right? That was my job, was to advocate for the students, and he would listen. And that's not actually as common as you would think, right? That administrators, listen to the students and really care and engage in dialogue, that, you feel heard and feel like the student perspective is being represented and engaged with. I mean, he was, and I talked a little bit about this in the article in the forum, but I mean, he was such a great guy. I mean, I never heard anything bad about him from the people that I worked with in administration, and any student that had a chance to meet with him, I mean, was really impressed. One story I'll share is I got to introduce him at an orientation session, and he told the crowd of prospective students, if you send me an email, he gave them their email address, and he said, if you send me an email, I will email you back within an hour. And that was the truth, right? He would get back to students within the hour. I mean, there were times where he would say,
I have good friends who won't email me back in an hour, or a day.
Or a day, or a week,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so, I mean, it was so impressive, so impressive.
Before all this came about, you wrote a letter of support
Yes,
for President Brashani.
yes, I did.
Do you feel your letter was ignored?
That's a good question. So I sent the letter right to the entire state board, I got a response back from the chair acknowledging that he had received the letter. And I think most actually impressively was I got a email back from the student member, Erica Solberg, that she had read the email, or she had read my letter, and she appreciated my perspective and really made me feel heard. But everybody else on the state board, I did not get a response back from, which I found to be very, disheartening, I think it was, because, through my tenure as the student body president, none of them ever reached out to me, right? I never got to know any of them, whether it be members of the state board or even in the university system. And I would have a tough time getting responses back. And I think it really sort of exemplified to me that, do they really know what is going on with the students, right? If they're not listening to what we have to say, and, they didn't have to, I didn't expect them to do what I wanted them to do, right? It's their job to make their decision, but to make people feel heard, I think, is such an important part of being a civil servant, and that was missed.
All right, so between not getting a response to your letter and Dean Brashani being forced out, are you angry?
Well, I don't know if angry is the right word, but I think...
what is the right word?
Sure. I think disheartened. For sure. Because, it was my job, and I feel so passionately about representing the needs of the students, right? The students that are within the walls of NDSU. And that's what I put in the letter, and I really wanted them to know was, we're the ones here experiencing NDSU every single day. And so the decisions that you make, the biggest impact that they will have is on us students, right? On the staff and in the administration and the faculty at NDSU. And so if you're not listening to what I think is your most important constituent and the one that will be most directly impacted by your decision, are you really making a well-informed, good decision? I would say no.
All right, we have 20 seconds left.
Yes.
So yes or no, with the firing of Dean Brashani and how that looks on top of the legislature killing a very effective sex education program, are you concerned that it's going to be very difficult to attract high-quality applicants to replace Dean Brashani?
Absolutely. And to steal a quote, from the Grinch song, if I was the university president looking to apply here, I wouldn't touch it with a 40-foot pole.
Matthew Friedman, thanks so much for being here, and I'm sorry that it turned out this way, but it's good to know that you had such a great working relationship with President Brashani.
Yeah.
We got to take a break now. When we come back, you will love her. Miss North Dakota, Raina Bergstrom, will join us right after this break.
Hey everybody, I'm Doug Billings, your host of The Right Side with Doug Billings on Beck News. We bring you high-profile guests, ladies and gentlemen, exclusive guests. Now, you're not going to see these guests in most of the mainstream media outlets. Another thing that I do here is give guests a platform to speak freely. You're not going to see me censor anybody. Please join us, won't you? Weeknights right here on Beck TV and online at beck.news. Cheers.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream sheets. When you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Introducing the Cool Turtle, the ultra-comfortable mask enhancer that creates a protective, cool, and breathable space between your mask and your face. Simply slide under any mask or gaiter and immediately feel the refreshing pocket of air surrounding your face. Cool Turtle's ergonomically designed, soft, comfortable shell immediately reduces mask friction, allowing you to breathe and talk in a comfortable environment.
I can actually breathe. With the Cool Turtle, no more sweating.
It's like I don't even have a mask on.
Call now and get not one, not two, but 3 Cool Turtles for just $10. Order now and we'll send you 2 more Cool Turtles free. No fees, absolutely free. Plus, you can get a 10-pack of 4-ply face masks. Just pay a separate fee. This offer is not available on Amazon. Get the real Cool Turtle now.
Call 1-800-270-1219. That's 1-800-270-1219. Or visit getcoolturtle.com. Order now.
Seniors, are you aware that you could pay less for your car insurance?
Seniors can save money on their car insurance.
You might save a little, you might save a lot.
maybe hundreds of dollars a year.
You might save 5% a year, maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot of money.
So call right now and find out just how much money you might be able to save.
1-800-699-0761. 1-800-699-0761.
Calling all first responders. Join us Friday, July 30th for First Responders Night at the Bismarck Event Center. The Bucks take on the Green Bay Blizzard with a 6:05 p.m. kickoff. For more information on tickets, please visit bismarckbucks.com.
Could you do us a favor? Beck TV is a finalist for Best Local TV Station in the Bismarck Tribune's Best of the Best. Vote now through August 9th by text or online. Vote for your leader in local, Beck TV.
Welcome back, everyone. Jim Shaw, delighted to be here as your guest host. It is a real thrill to welcome to the program a very talented young woman, Miss North Dakota, Raina Bergstrom from Fargo. She recently was named Miss North Dakota. Now she's getting ready for the Miss America pageant. Raina, welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much, Jim. Great to be here.
So, tell us, before we talk about the Miss North Dakota, Miss America stuff, tell us a little bit about yourself when it comes to where you went to school, where you work, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm from Fargo. I lived here my entire life, went to Oak Grove Lutheran High School, graduated class of 2014, and then I went on to Concordia College, where I studied communication and religion, and I graduated in 2018, and now have worked there the last 3 years on the marketing team, and I manage their social media and do a lot of writing and help with video and photos, and a lot of fun. But yeah, from Fargo, my whole family's here, and I've just been so blessed with the opportunities that this community has provided.
We often hear the expression, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Jim Valvano made that expression very happy. But I think that really applies to you, and you have become an inspiration to those who have followed your career. And the reason I say that is because twice in the Miss North Dakota competition, you were second runner-up. Once, you were first runner-up. And finally, you became Miss North Dakota. So what kept you going? How did you not give up? And what kept you want to keep going after it?
Yeah, I mean, I've always believed in perseverance, and this was a dream of mine for so long. So I figured, you know, what do I have to lose? Why not keep going for this dream? And I'm just so thrilled that it actually became a reality. Still in a state of disbelief. It's been over a month now, but it's still sinking in that, yeah, this is my new reality for the coming year. So I have to embrace this role. But yeah, I think persevering, I mean, that's something that I don't think our culture necessarily always values or appreciates, but it's something that I think is so important in life, because honestly, most things aren't going to come the first time. You have to work hard for your goals and work for those dreams if you want to make them a reality. So that's something that I believe fundamentally.
I want to play a clip right now, and this is when you were named Miss North Dakota in Williston. So let's take a look at that clip right now.
The runner-up will receive cash scholarships totaling $3,500. Miss North Dakota 2021 receives the crown, the title, the job, the opportunity to represent us at the 2021 Miss America competition, as well as a $10,000 cash scholarship. The first runner-up and a recipient of $3,500 in cash scholarship is Grace Ward. That means Miss North Dakota 2021 is Raina Bergstrom.
So, Raina, tell me, what did it feel like when they called your name and said you are Miss North Dakota?
It didn't even register. I was holding Grace Ward's hands. That's who was my first runner-up. She's also from Fargo. And in that moment, we were just speaking words of affirmation to each other, just why we felt each one was so, you know, deserving of this job. So when they said my name, I didn't even hear it. All I heard was Grace yelling at me that, Raina, you won. You are Miss North Dakota. And I just, literally it's so fun to watch now because I think I look so goofy, and it's just fun to see the play of emotions on my face. But yeah, a state of disbelief of just like, is this real? Is this a dream? Is this reality? Yeah, just something that I had envisioned for so long, for years, just coming finally full circle and it actually happening was just so surreal, but just truly humbling. And I just felt so grateful in that moment, just taking it in.
What a great moment. What a great thrill that had to have been. What's been the reaction from your family, your friends, your coworkers to this wonderful ride of yours being named Miss North Dakota?
That has been the most wonderful part. Is I've felt this incredible wave of support of just all these wonderful words of encouragement and affirmation of people who just a lot of people I haven't even known or talked to before in person have just been saying, "Hey, Raina, I followed your journey, and I'm just so happy for you and proud that you've made it now and you've become Miss North Dakota, this dream of yours for so long." So that's been so humbling and the best part of just all the support from so many people.
Do you have a platform? I think they call it a social impact pitch now.
Yes.
What would be your social impact pitch then?
My social impact is called the Influencer Era Impact Beyond the Screen, and it's centered around the idea of connection and how we truly connect with one another beyond our devices. So while social media is a powerful tool for connection and for inspiration, education, all these things, I believe that we really need the face-to-face interaction more than ever before, and especially coming out of this pandemic where we've had all this time on our screens, we need to be with one another again. And I think a lot of people are struggling to figure out what that looks like or how they, bring that back into their lives. So I'm really excited to embark on a school tour this fall where I'll be able to share that message, especially with kids.
The Miss America pageant is in December in Connecticut, I believe?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So what do you do between now and December to prepare for the Miss America pageant?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. We have orientation in September, so it's actually the 100-year celebration of Miss America, which is pretty exciting. So I'll go out to Connecticut for that, and that's where I meet all the other state candidates. And then it's prepping all areas of competition. So interview and talent are the biggest components of competition. So I'll be practicing singing. I have a few voice teachers in town I'll be working with, and then being up on current events and drilling myself on questions, and then just doing stuff with my social impacts because I want to be able to talk about that at Miss America. So my school tour will take a lot of my time this fall, where I'll be traveling around the state of North Dakota.
Well, seeing how you brought that up, what exactly are your duties? What are you expected to do as Miss North Dakota?
Yep. Every Miss North Dakota does it differently. I mean, this job is really what I make it. So anything that I want to have or make happen, I have to pursue that. So it'll be a lot of appearances along with that school tour. It's all the, the back end of reaching out to people, of scheduling. A lot of it is scheduling, to be honest. But it's just, I want to make it as big of a year as possible and really have impact, but be impacted too. So it's going to be just speaking with as many people as I can.
Are you able to carry on with your normal life, especially your work life during this period where you're Miss North Dakota, or do some things have to be put aside?
Some shifting will have to take place, absolutely. Right now I'm taking it one day at a time. I am still working full time. This fall I'll have to take some time off, absolutely. So I'm still trying to figure that out and talk with Concordia College and my supervisor of how we're going to do that. Because this is going to be, like I said, traveling around the state. And yes, I work a digital marketing job, so I can do a lot of it remotely, but also I want to invest my time and energy into this year and what this unique opportunity provides. So it's one day at a time.
So when this is behind you, and I'm sure there's no urgency for that because I'm assuming you're loving every second of it, as well you should, but when finally you move on with your life, what do you hope to do? What for a career and life beyond being Miss North Dakota?
So many things. I mean, I know from this year what I'm going to take with me is truly relationships. So really getting to know wonderful people this year. But also I applied to the University of Missouri Graduate School of Journalism. And so I deferred this year, and I'm hoping...
But you got in.
I did get in,
okay.
Yes.
And I went to the Northwestern University Journalism School, and I know Missouri is top-notch. So that's a real feather in your cap to be admitted to them.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. It's the oldest journalism school in the country. So I studied communication in undergrad, so I'm excited to delve more into that and learn more skills in that program. So that'll begin fall of 2022, so next fall.
So that means you want to be a journalist of some sort when you...
Yeah, potentially. Telling stories. I mean, that's a big part of what I do already, but I want to focus more on that.
Broadcast, print? Combination thereof?
I'd be open. I love to write. I love to talk. I really enjoy it all. So I don't have a specific area that I'm set on yet.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got a head start because you're so comfortable in public speaking. I'm talking as a former television journalist that I wish I had half of your poise when I started.
You're very kind.
Well, it's true. And speaking of which, all right, so you're getting ready for Miss America, and they're going to hit you with questions. You don't know what the questions are going to be. So do you watch like 5 newscasts a day? Do you have people do mock interviews with you?
Oh, yeah,
How
everything.
does that work?
Yep, mock interviews are great. I like having panels of judges of people in different fields so they can ask me questions pertaining to their area of expertise. A lot of news. I mean, I follow, I don't know how many, CNN, Fox News, every news outlet that I can of the political spectrum. But yes, because I mean, they can ask me about myself, but they also can ask me any hot topic that's going on, in that day and age, which December, who knows what that's going to be. It could be
Right.
similar to now, or it could be,
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen. So just being really up on national events, state events, anything.
So you have to be well versed. But they would probably ask more of a national event than a North Dakota
I would
event,
assume
wouldn't
so.
they?
Yes,
I
I'd
mean, I
assume
would
so.
think they
I
might
don't-
ask about COVID. Wouldn't
Oh.
that be a
Yeah.
logical topic or something like that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who these judges are going to be. They have not announced them yet, but it will be a national scale, so that's what I'd assume.
And COVID, correct me if I'm wrong here, worked in a backhanded way to your advantage because, as I understand it, you would have been too old.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you, 26?
I'm 26. So-
26. I mean, how ridiculous is that? 26, and that's too old. But
It is.
Is 25
That's the
limit?
cutoff age. Yes.
But they extended it a year because of COVID. Is that so? You were able to sneak in and do it.
Exactly. Yes, I'm grandfathered in. My brother, I have 3 brothers. My one brother texted me after I won because he wasn't able to be there. He told me, "Congratulations, Grandma." That's what he said.
Funny. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're obviously an outstanding candidate, and myself and many others will be rooting for you big time. Our next segment, I want to mention briefly, we're going to talk about a unique musical review show coming to Fargo-Moorhead. But before we leave with Raina, I want to play a clip of her singing at the Miss North Dakota competition. So, Raina, tell us what we're going to see here.
Yes, I sang an operatic vocal. It is the habanero from the opera Carmen. And it's so fun because it's dramatic. It has a bit of attitude, which is really fun to perform on stage.
Let's listen. Raina Bergstrom at the Miss North Dakota pageant.
C'est l'autre que je préfère. Il n'a rien dit, mais il m'appelait. L'amour, l'amour, l'amour est à Fargo. Il n'a jamais connu des lois. Si tu ne m'aimais pas, je t'aime. Si je te regarde à toi.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-230-9210.
Seniors, are you aware that you could pay less for your car insurance?
Seniors can save money on their car insurance.
You might save a little, you might save a lot.
Maybe hundreds of dollars a year.
You might save 5% a year, maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot of money.
So call right now and find out just how much money you might be able to save.
1-800-699-0761. 1-800-699-0761.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more.
Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
1-800-219-1467.
Go for Launch 2018 series winner. Without further ado, it is my honors. Reginae. The winning team is the Flumen River Excellence.
Oh my God!
They won!
Welcome back. Jim Shaw, your guest host. Delighted to be here on Down the Road with Joel on Beck. In about a week and a half, there is going to be a show, the first of its kind in this region, in North Dakota and the border of Minnesota. It's all about promoting diversity, and it is a musical review show put on by the Act Up Theater. It's called Unsung. And with us now is, oh, you've got the graphic now. I was going to go to the graphic later, but now that you've got the graphic up now, let's talk about specifically. It's going to be August 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at the Concordia College Francis Fraser Comstock Theater. You can buy your tickets at the actuptheater.org, or you can buy them at the door. Once again, Tuesday, August 3rd, Wednesday, August 4th, Thursday, August 5th, 7:30 p.m. at the beautiful Concordia College Francis Fraser Comstock Theater in Moorhead. Buy your tickets at actuptheater.org or in person on the day of the show. So thank you for posting that. And now I am delighted to welcome to the show David Toro, who is the vocal director of the show. David, welcome. Nice to have you with us.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So tell us about this unique show of yours.
Yeah. Well, a few months ago, Natalie Novacek, who's the resident director at ACT UP, asked me if I was interested in being music director for a new concert that she was putting together. She and I went to school at University of Texas together, and that's how we know each other, and we both happen to be living in Minneapolis right now. And she said that she was putting together a program of musical review of music specifically by composers, playwrights, songwriters who fall under the category of either identify as women, LGBTQ+, or BIPOC person of color. And as the concert's called, the unsung music. And it was a really interesting experience with Natalie kind of digging in and trying to find what music fell under this category that was solely created by these composers and songwriters and librettists and playwrights and whatnot, who may not have had as much exposure in the music theater world, or maybe who just haven't been highlighted in this way. And she and I came up, we did our research, and we found that sadly it's not it's not a large repertory right now, especially those that might be available for mass performance. But we created this great show that does feature these groups of the unsung.
So, what is the message of this show?
Really making sure that these songs, these voices, these words are presented and get the exposure that they deserve. Some of them are very popular songs. We are doing selections from like Waitress and from Hamilton, but we're also doing, we're performing music from other shows that may not have had the, that are maybe still on the rise. Like there's a great show that called Miss You Like Hell, and I'll be singing a song from that, that by a Latino American composer. Some excerpts from a musical, short musical, a really fabulous one called Ordinary Days, which highlights an Asian American composer that may not have had like the wide mass exposure that a Hamilton or a Waitress may have. And Natalie was pointing out to me when she was originating this concert that all these works, or most of these works, most of these songs, have not really had a presence in Fargo-Moorhead before.
I would like to play a short clip of one of the performers in the show. Her name is Whitney McLean, and she was doing a little singing last Friday at the Fargo Street Fair. So let's listen to Whitney right now, if we can.
Suddenly my mind's been turned around, at least I know where I'm going. I have had my mind turned around in space, and yet I've watched it growing. Oh, if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to believe in the things we see. Tell us, should we run away? Should we try and stay? Or is it better to let
That is one talented young woman. Fantastic voice. What can you tell us about Whitney and the other cast members?
They're all on just like these fantastic performers, like getting their audition videos and having such a fantastic experience just listening to them and seeing their talent. It is all people from the kind of around the Fargo-Moorhead area, so it is local talent featuring the, highlighting the talent within North Dakota and northern Minnesota. Young voices, but really just heart-filled performers.
And David, people might not know this. Actually, I didn't know this till I look at your bio. You are a trained opera singer, and you're a director, and you're a teacher, and you are going to be singing in this show. So I know just from that alone, it's going to be a great show. What are you going to sing, and why did you decide to get involved in this show?
I'm going to sing a song called Tamales from Miss You Like Hell. And I really absolutely like this musical, and I wanted to highlight a Latino American composer that wasn't Lin-Manuel Miranda, who may not have the same exposure that he has right now. And this song, it's a beautiful song about a man who is learning to make tamales through, in order to remember his wife, who used to make them for him. And it honestly just reminds me a lot of going to like East LA with my grandma to get tamales, or the way that she would, when I lived in Ohio, she would mail them to me. It's just kind of a great memory and a beautiful song.
How fulfilling and satisfying is this show for you?
It is honestly very, just the kind of the beauty queen answer, but it's very fulfilling. I've learned about so much music theater I haven't heard before, and being able to share it with Fargo-Moorhead and to honestly just like tell all my friends about these shows and hopefully to see them be picked up more and performed more.
Why is there a need for such a unique show like this?
Because as we're heading into the 21st century, or further into the 21st century, I suppose, we need to get past the historical repertory. As you mentioned, I'm also an opera director, and that's a big movement in opera right now, too, is how do we honor the historical repertory, but still move on and make sure that new voices, new stories, contemporary stories, a wider variety of experiences are shared through theater and music.
So, for the people who attend, what are you hoping they will come away with after they see this show?
I hope they hear a song they haven't heard before, or maybe hear it in a new way, or a song that they might have heard, but they hear it in a new way that makes them go out and listen and go out and learn more about these songwriters, these playwrights.
Are you also hoping, and as I understand it, at least, and there might be after one of the shows a discussion with the audience afterwards, but are you hoping that this will make people think a little more about people of color or people with a different sexual orientation, or just that, you know, we're all living here together on this planet and we all need to support each other?
Right. I mean, it would to kind of find the common empathy with a lot of this music, and that was one of the when choosing music is like, what can the singer connect with and empathize if it isn't exactly their story, and how can they share that with the audience in a way that would connect the audience with the story, with the words, with the broader musical as a whole.
All right, David, are you fired up for the show?
I am. I actually, this afternoon, I have a bunch of coachings with singers, and I'm actually coming up to Fargo to do some in-person rehearsals on Saturday.
That's great. Well, David, I can't wait to see the show. Full disclosure, I'm a board member of ACT UP, as is my wife, so I have a vested interest in this, but it sounds like it's going to be a great show. So go out there and break a leg, and we're counting down the days till opening night. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we will be back to wrap it up right here on Down the Road after this short break.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? After all, a visit to the dentist can easily cost $2,000 or more. Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call now and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. Activate your card and you can start using it immediately. From exams and cleanings to more expensive procedures like crowns, dentures, even braces, they're all included with the Carefree Dental Card. Say you go to the dentist today without any card and your bill is, well, ouch. Wait a minute, let's try that again. You go to the dentist today and show your Carefree Dental Card, you save $525. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month, so call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-416-5739 to receive your Carefree Dental Card information kit. 1-800-416-5739. Call now.
I can't say enough good things about these nano hearing aids.
Real people talking about nano hearing aids.
The hearing quality is great.
Until now, hearing aids used to be too expensive for the average person. Until nano. Call now and you'll get your nano hearing aids for only $297. You'll save $100. When you buy one hearing aid, Nano will give you a second hearing aid free. Call right now.
1-800-213-3815.
Spas, etc. You've come to know and trust us for over 18 years with the largest selection and showroom in Western North Dakota for our beautiful Sundance spas. Plus, you can pick out your next home experience with our selection of pool tables, shuffleboards, and fun accessories. Spas, etc. Your relaxation destination on Main and Bismarck.
Calling all first responders. Join us Friday, July 30th for First Responders Night at the Bismarck Event Center. The Bucks take on the Green Bay Blizzard with a 6:05 p.m. kickoff and will highlight those who serve and protect our communities. For more information on tickets, please visit bismarckbucks.com. Get your free general admission tickets today.
Attention! Have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Almiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Almiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Almiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-5680.
Glad to have you back right here on Down the Road with Joel. Jim Shaw, your guest host today. We have a few minutes left to wrap up the show. And with me, as always, when I am here, is the lovely and talented Jackie Shaw, our production assistant, and more importantly, my wife. Jackie, first of all, thank you for your help, because she actually was out there with some of the guests to make sure that they were prepared and didn't walk in the middle of another guest. So she had a very important role here. You met Raina Bergstrom, Miss North Dakota. What a lovely, talented, poised woman. That's my take. What did you think of her?
Well, absolutely agree with all of that. First, though, I just want to say what a great show, once again, action-packed. I mean, you had every guest was marvelous, just so impactful, passionate people. I love that. We have so much to be proud of in our state with the great leaders that we have. And then one of them is Raina Bergstrom. What a lovely representative of North Dakota. I'm so excited for her to share her platform and represent our state the next few months, and in, of course, the big pageant.
Right. Boy,
in Connecticut.
Is she polished and poised.
She is.
Let's talk about our final guest, David Toro, and this Unsung show, which you and I are both involved with. Why is it important, forgetting the fact that it's going to be incredibly entertaining, but the content of the show, why put on a show like this?
Well, like David said, it's just so important to show the different voices, the varied voices, the diversity in musical theater and the performing arts. So many of the musicals are kind of a white-based color, Music Man and all of these, and this show really highlights all of the variety, the unsung heroes of musical theater, the people that you don't always see that are the creators behind all of the wonderful songs that people love so much.
And in 5 seconds, I got to say that getting David Toro to sing, that's quite a coup with his background, isn't it?
I know. Very, very exciting. Very exciting. So we hope everybody will go to actuptheater.org and check out the tickets for this show.
Thank you so much, Jackie Shaw. We are out of time. Thank you all for joining us. I hope to see you again sometime real soon. Until then, bye-bye, everybody.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.